And this lady here isn't really helping anybody by saying, oh, she's perfect. She's, normal, healthy. I wish she'd be honest. She'd be like, yeah, this is pretty much it. I can't go any lower or else I'm going to lose my paycheck.
Love.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's Mama Goob. So today I wanted to react to a different creator. Apparently, this person, her name is Alexandra Rodriguez, and apparently she was known as Learning to Be Fearless before. I do remember Amberlynn talking about her and being very inspired by her. Well, the video I want to react to today has a discussion on her supposed failure of weight loss surgery. Now, I want to react to this because over the weekend I had brunch with a family friend who does weight loss nutrition coaching in New York City, and she has a lot of her clients who actually gained back a lot of the weight. So this piqued my interest, and I've heard about this, people gaining their weight back, but I've just never really seen it. So the people around me that have had weight loss surgery have pretty much kept to it. So in Alexandra's case, she had gastric bypass a year ago, and she is still pretty big. In my opinion, just from seeing her, I don't know her very well. I don't know much about her backstory, except I just watched a video. Um, she also does modeling, and I believe that's the bulk of her income. And I also watched a part of an Obese to Beast clip about her, where it goes through her controversies. Apparently, she had the gastric bypass but didn't tell anybody, so it was very controversial. Look, I mean, you don't have to tell everybody everything on YouTube, but I just wanted to talk this through further, see if we could figure out what makes her tick, maybe why she's gained the weight back, maybe she's fine as she is. I'm not really sure. I'm keeping an open mind. Um, Also, I'm skipping the majority of the video. I believe this video is 28 minutes long, and the discussion about the weight loss surgery, even though this is what it was titled, comes at the 20-minute mark. I'm not really a person who cares about lifestyle blogs. It's funny how these people who just do YouTube and, maybe have a side job modeling, or maybe that's vice versa, they get up, we watch them do videos of, stripping the bed, picking up their Sephora. I mean, God bless America. If y'all were to watch my day, it'd be me frantically messaging somebody because I'm late on one meeting and that means I'm going to be late on theirs. So, whatever. Anyways, I figured we'll have a, cup of coffee together and let's take a look, see if we see anything good here.
Okay, you guys. So I just took a shower, been kind of chilling, but I don't know. I have something on my chest that I have been like not wanting to talk about, but like feel like I kind of need to talk about because I'm just really sick of seeing these comments. Like, I know we're not supposed to let comments get to us as content creators or whatever the word is. I don't like the word influencer, but comments do.
Yeah. You put yourself out there. Okay. She makes a really good living. Okay.
Get to you sometimes. They really do. And
Of
like,
course.
this is something that's already hard for me, but when I like read comments about it, it's hurtful. Seeing people say like, why is she still so big? How do you feel having another failed weight loss surgery? Comments like that.
Yeah, so real quick, let me tell you my own experience as a now very new content creator. The worst comments for me are the hardest ones, are the ones that compliment me. I have a hard time taking compliments, and I put myself out on YouTube just to put myself out there. I gotta, build up my resistance and stuff, my strength. So, I don't blame her for being upset, but if you're putting yourself out there and you're talking about, your way of your life or whatever, you have to read the comment. Well, you have to expect the comments. You do not have to read them. She could also hire somebody to peel through her comments and, have her answer the ones that she can answer and just ignore the trolls.
That are really, really not cool. People love to bash me about my weight, and about how I have had gastric bypass and I'm not thin. I have lost
Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know what she looked like before. So I don't know.
well over 100 pounds. I have been
Okay, so she lost 100 pounds. And what I saw in the lifestyle, a video talking about her lifestyle, it said that she was 5'6" and 173 pounds. So I doubt that. I just don't believe it, because guess what? I'm 5'6" too, and I'm about 170-ish pounds. And I don't think I look anything like her. Maybe I carry my weight differently. I don't know.
feeling the healthiest, happiest version of myself. I work out consistently 3 times a week for the last
Ye-
several months.
Okay, I wanted to let her finish. Yeah, I work out every single day at minimum 30 minutes. Minimum. I like to get in an hour to an hour and a half. Now, I don't generally do that all at one time, but I'll take between meetings when I have some time, I'll take a walk, take the dog out, when I'm not filming in the morning, use my Life Pro Rumble X vibration machine for a little bit, do some squats, do some resistant band workouts. Yeah, I don't just work out 3 times a week. Mm-mm. And maybe that's what's helped me keep this size and the shape. I don't know.
My blood work is great. My blood pressure, my cholesterol, everything is
Mine is too.
great. I feel so good mentally, physically. It's really discouraging
Well, obviously she's not feeling good mentally, because she's talking about this right now. She's letting it get to her.
to see people give me so much hate just because I had gastric bypass and I didn't come out of it a year later, like super thin, like a lot of people do. Like, it sucks because then people assume that I'm eating poorly, and people I know, people are gonna comment, you eat a ton of bread and pasta. No, I don't. I do not.
Yeah, so everybody's weight loss has one pace or another. So it took me about 18 months to get down to 150 pounds. So that was a weight loss of about 163. I keep forgetting the actual math. So, I mean, it does take time, but this whole it doesn't matter what I eat, I'm still fat is kind of BS, because it is impossible to stay fat if you're not eating. It just, I mean, it might take a little bit, because your body sort of fights against the weight loss as a defense mechanism. The whole set point theory is real. Your body gets comfortable at one weight. If you've been that weight for a very long time, and it's hard to lose the weight otherwise, but eventually it has to come off. So, I don't know what's happening in her situation. I mean, to me, she looks okay. She looks heavy. I wouldn't be happy, looking that size. But again, she does carry her weight differently. Maybe she has thinner legs. I have no idea, because I have ginormous thunder thighs. But yeah, I also can't believe she's 173 pounds. I just don't believe that. To me, she looks about 220, maybe 230.
Share every single thing I
But correct me if I'm wrong.
eat. Everything I eat is talked about with my nutritionist, my protein pasta. If I have
So she has her nutritionist on the phone every day and says, "Hey, Betty, how you doing? Hey, I'm gonna eat this kind bar. Is that okay?"
a little bit of bread, it's usually whole grain. Like, I don't
Yeah, don't get me effing started on the whole grain bread, you guys know.
just eat a bunch of bread and pasta. And I don't even need to sit here and explain myself because that's just
Then don't.
exhausting. But like, it's not cool to make up assumptions about me and what I eat and my health and my body. It's hard enough to put myself online, like, every
Yeah, I'm crying a river for her. What do they say? This is, what is it? This is the world's smallest violin playing My Heart Bleeds for You, or something like that. She makes a fortune. She doesn't have to have a 9 to 5 job. Um, I just don't feel sorry for her. So, I don't know. Let's see what she says.
pretty much every day I film, and just know I'm gonna get scrutinized about my body. You know, it was vulnerable to share me having weight loss surgery anyway. You
Yeah, apparently she didn't want to.
guys know when I was 16, I had lap band surgery, which people don't even really do now. I had a horrible experience with lap
Mm.
band.
Yeah, I don't recommend lap band. I have a video about it. I'll try to link it.
I threw up like all my food. It was such a relief when I got it removed a few years after. Um, this experience has been totally different. I know so many people expect you to come out of gastric bypass like thin. That's what you see. That's what you see with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that just hasn't been my experience. I'm eating well. I still eat way less than I did before my surgery. I honestly love the surgery. It's helped me eat more balanced.
Yeah, the surgery, I don't know about eating balanced because, so with my gastric sleeve, it actually was more soothing to eat crunchy things like crackers, chips. So, in and of itself, it didn't force me to balance. What forced me to sort of balance and stay away from the crackers and stuff is me, because I'm like, all right, I got this surgery, I'm in, let's make it work. So, I mean, I have no idea of what's going on with her. I will say that my friend, my family friend that I had brunch with this weekend, she believes that the reason why a lot of people have not lost weight is because they're making either the stomach pouch or the sleeve too large. Now, I have no idea, but she also told me about a new gastric sleeve process where they do it endoscopically. They go down like they're doing an endoscopy, and they staple your stomach from the inside. So they don't remove the other portion of the stomach, and it is left in place. It's meant to be permanent, but I guess they can go back in and take out the staples if they needed to. So people really like the surgery, and I guess that's all the rage where she lives. She must deal with mostly wealthy people. Well, she does deal mostly with wealthy people because this isn't covered by insurance at all because it's brand new. And the other thing that I found out, which I would never do this then, they remove or they quadrant off less of your stomach than they would with an actual vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So she's finding that those people are gaining the weight back. So, I mean, it's possible that they just didn't make her pouch small enough. Who knows?
It's helped me with portion.
Or she already stretched it out. So, also from what I've heard, I could be wrong again. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a mom who's had vertical sleeve gastrectomy. But I've heard that the sleeve actually does not stretch out as much as the pouch that they make for the gastric bypass because with the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, they cut off the portion of the stomach that is the most involved in stretching. So a lot of times when they say your stomach has stretched, it's actually right above your stomach, that sort of opening. I'm not sure what it's called again. I'm not a doctor, but by your esophagus, that's what gets stretched out, and it's kind of dangerous because you don't want your food to get stuck there. But for the most part, my when I got my vertical sleeve gastrectomy, the doctor used, I think it's called a bougie or a boogie. That's the guide that they put in your stomach to see how thick it's going to be. And supposedly my doctor explained the size of the bougie he used as being the size of a Sharpie marker. So I'm sure it's not the size of a Sharpie marker now. It has to stretch a little bit or else you're going to starve to death eventually. So I don't know what's going on with her here. She literally, this is an unpopular opinion, but she had to have done something to make her not stop losing weight. And that's what I'm going to assume she's mostly talking about, that she stopped losing weight. Not that she's okay, I'm a year out and now I consistently lose 2 pounds a week, which is very normal. So I don't know if she says here what happened, but let's hear. Let's listen to what else she says.
Control and like kind of in a forced way just because like I get full way more quickly now. I'm happy I had the surgery. No, I didn't come out of it thin, but that's not.
Yeah, nobody wakes up from surgery thin. Okay, it's work. And Amberlynn Reed will still find this out because 3 months after the surgery, she's going to be suffering.
Say my health journey is done, and I also don't care about being thin. I care about being healthy.
So, this, just the limited information that I know about this girl, she's a plus size model, right? So, she doesn't want to be like the death fat size, but there is also a lot of motivation for her to stay plus size because if not, she'll have to compete against the non plus size models. I almost said real models. Oh my goodness. The non plus size models who are like a size two. And somebody who's been obese their whole life, you can't compete with that. I mean, you would need millions of dollars worth of surgery, not millions, but hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of skin surgery, and then you still might never be able to compete with them. You just ruin your body when you've been obese for this long. So, in my theory is that if she's anything but plus size, she's going to lose her meal ticket.
And I feel the healthiest I have in a really long time.
Good.
And I hate that I'm even talking about this because I know it's just fuel for
Then
you
don't.
watching. If you don't like me and you hate watch me and you're just here to critique me, your life is sad. I think it's
So, and again, I have no idea, but just from the few minutes I'm watching her, she's not like a train wreck like Amberlynn Reed, or at least her videos are well put together. So I did watch the first 20 minutes on my own. They're very nicely edited. They have good lighting. She looks fantastic. She's talking about things I guess her audience cares about, her Sephora haul, doing chores around her house. It's cute. She edits in a great way, or she has somebody edit. So she puts a lot of work into her vlogs. So I doubt that people like she definitely cannot have the amount of hate watchers that Amberlynn Reed has because as you know, Amberlynn Reed rolls out of bed and turns the camera on and that's her video for the day.
really sad that you're doing that. And I hope that like you find some love and joy in your life. If you are here watching me and you actually
And I don't hate watch Amberlynn, by the way. I'm not really a hater. I'm more of a like it's like an oddity to me. And I started these videos because I didn't watch her directly, and I watched all the reaction channels, and I wanted to offer a different perspective because I feel like a lot of the reaction channels they don't understand where she is. I kind of understand. I was never 500 pounds, but I was definitely very large and having mobility issues, and then made the big decision to get weight loss surgery. I'm also a lot older than your average reactor, so I'm offering that advice. So I don't ever come at this as like a hate watcher. It's more of a what not to do watch. I had originally started watching the reaction channels and hoping to be motivated the opposite way, like you watch Hoarders and you all of a sudden, spend the next 20 minutes deep cleaning your refrigerator. Okay, that's what I was hoping to get. It turned out though that I'm just really sad for her. And this lady here isn't really helping anybody by saying, oh, she's perfect. She's, normal, healthy. I wish she'd be honest. She'd be like, yeah, this is pretty much it. I can't go any lower, or else I'm going to lose my paycheck.
love me and support me. I freaking love you. And I see a lot of you guys defend me and that just means so much, but like it's just not right to critique my body and assume all of my eating habits and just like assume I'm a failure because I had weight loss surgery and didn't come out of it stereotypically thin. That's not right and it's not fair and it causes major issues to people who are in my position who are afraid to share or afraid to get surgery. It's just
Okay. If you want to get surgery, steer clear of people like her and Amberlynn Reed. All right, guys, because they're not going to help you. Also, steer clear of my 600-pound life pretty much, unless, you're looking for some motivation not to be 600 pounds. But the real place to go for support are a lot of surgeons will have support groups. Those are the people you need to see. You need to see the people who are also patients of your surgeon or your surgeon's group because they'll have one sort of philosophy on the weight loss and one, process because each doctor could be different. So it's best to meet up with the people in that area, which is what I did, um, because they should be your sole member of support, not these videos.
Spreading negativity online in its own right is so, it's just so icky that you would want to put someone's mental health in jeopardy. And most of
You know how I feel about this, guys. Mental health is not no joke. All right. So, a little aside about me, I had a very tough summer. I've had a very tough last 2 years because people around me mentally were in a very bad spot. So, I do not say this as somebody who's never experienced this. Um, the mental health issues that the loved ones that I'm speaking of experienced have nothing to do with what people said about them. Okay. It had to do with their own issues internally. I firmly believe that you cannot, I'm going to go to hell for this one. If somebody commits the you know what, unalives themselves because of comments, believe me, they had more going on. They had untreated mental illness. What's sad is somebody needs to be, people who look, at sometimes you can't stop it, right? But, I was in a situation where I was forced to help somebody get out of that place. And you basically have to drop everything else in your life and just dedicate your time to this person. So I'm no stranger to this, but I will tell you the people that I know two people who went through similar situations recently. It wasn't because people said not nice things to them.
you doing that are the people that have in your bio.
And you can't control what people say about you. The good thing about this is you're one sided. This is one sided. If you guys want to make fun of me and, the skin on my arms or whatever, I can't hear you say that because this is one sided. The only way I'm going to see that is if you write a comment and I read it. And then I can choose to heart it, which I heart all comments just to let you know, guys know I read it, and or I could just delete it or ignore it. At the end of the day, you all aren't in charge of my mental health. If I have issues, I have to deal with the issues, and I can't go around blaming external parties.
Just peace and love, like positivity only, positive vibes only. Like,
Oh, earlier in this vlog, she called it the lucky girl syndrome or lucky girl affirmation or whatever, and she claims that she puts positive thoughts out into the universe and she gets better parking spots, right? Magical thinking. So I was a big proponent of The Secret back in the what was that, the 2007-ish, because I was just graduating college for the second time. And I bought that hook, line, and sinker. And there's nothing wrong with positive thinking and putting positive vibes out there. I try to do it every day. But to think that your mind is going to control the world is not really healthy.
come on. And I just haven't wanted to talk about it because it's a lot of pressure on me anyway. Because like, do you really not think I've put that pressure on myself already? Do you think I'm not already
No.
hard on myself? And it's exhausting because honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm always going to be big, and I've kind of
Yeah,
accepted that
you have
because
to
I'm not
be.
equating
It's your brand, hun.
that with health anymore. I just
Oh no, are we going to get into health at every size?
I've always been big since I was a kid. I
Me
think you
too.
can be healthy and big. And
So, okay, health at every size. I'm trying to concoct sort of a video on this because I didn't realize that when they say health at every size, they're not saying, okay, you could be 600 pounds and you're healthy. What they're really saying is it's more healthcare at every size. In other words, doctors shouldn't take one look at you and say, okay, you came in with an infection, lose weight, goodbye, no antibiotics for you. So I've experienced this. Like I said, my main motivation for getting weight loss surgery was I had a neurologist say to me, hey, your nerves would be better served if you didn't have 318 pounds of weight sitting on them. And I was mad and I was insulted. And then I got back to my office and I made a phone call to a weight loss surgeon to make an appointment because I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's right. The weight's bothered me. I'm getting worse and worse and worse. What bad thing can happen? So, what I'm trying to say is if you have a doctor who says, okay, you have an infection, we're not going to treat it, you just need to lose weight, you need to find another doctor. Now, the doctors I've experienced, like my neurologist, he didn't not treat my problems. He gave me the steroids when I had optic neuritis. He put me in the hospital to get intravenous solumedrol. I mean, he took my seriously. He took my disease seriously. But he also said, hey, if you'd lose the weight, it'd be better. So that's the doctor you need. Every doctor's going to say something about your weight. They just are, especially OBGYNs, okay? The gynecologist's office is the worst of the worst. The reason why is because being obese causes lots of cancer, especially in females, breast cancer, uterine cancer. So they're not doing this to be jerks. Maybe some are, but if that's what you experience, you need to find another doctor. But what bothers me is the reason why I didn't know this, because this health at every size movement morphed to something really ridiculous. Like, okay, don't say anything to me. I might be 600 pounds and gaining weight, but I'm healthy because I can pretend to do yoga. Like, has anybody watched My Big Fat Fabulous Life? I had to stop watching that after about the third season because Whitney Way Thor, she is just ridiculous. She's trying to say, oh, I'm a dancer. I can do this, that. And it was funny because no, she can't. Like, she said she tried to go skiing one time and she fell and couldn't get up. And I mean, it's like, okay, maybe you could pretend to shake your body around a lot and say you're dancing, but at the end of the day, you can't do it.
And I know when before I had my surgery, I wasn't anymore, and I feel great now, and that's what matters to me. And I'm just going to continue to work on my health regardless of what I look like. Eating nutritiously, working out, finding balance, healthy relationship with food, like that's what it was always about for me. And getting healthy to get pregnant, I feel great. Like my dog.
Also, I was probably 250-ish around there when I had both my children. So, you know, there might be, it's better to be thin, but
Is like, yes, queen, like it's good. It's good. So please stop with that. If you keep going with it, like you will be blocked. Like that's
then
it.
fine,
That's not
block
it's
them.
not the right thing to do. This is my platform and I will not stand for the cruelty. I won't. I do appreciate how many people have been so supportive and kind and understanding and like gastric bypass is just not a one size fits all, and it's not a one size journey fits all either. So, just bottom line, be kind to people,
Of course.
spread love to people. You just don't know what goes on in everyone's life. I share
True.
so much of my life, but there's also so much I don't. Like these 20, 30-minute vlogs are out of a 24-hour period. Like,
And she chooses to show her stripping her bed
it's just
and struggling with her duvet.
there's so much. The internet, it's so hard because I genuinely just, I love this job. I've been doing this job since
In other words, give me your paycheck and STFU.
2011. And I just, it's, it's so beautiful, but I also just feel like sometimes we were not created as humans to endure a world of criticism
What?
from strangers online. I don't
That's right. You weren't, when on the seventh day when God created man, he didn't create the internet. Okay. So I agree. A lot of people don't put themselves on the internet because they don't want the criticism. But if you're putting yourself out there, if you're dishing it, you have to be able to take it.
know how
No
like
sympathy.
celebrities deal with it. But
Because they get a craptastic shit ton of money.
like we were not made to be critiqued by thousands and thousands of strangers
Yeah,
online. Like
that's
that's
true.
just our mental health was not made for that. And it
Again, blaming other people for your own mental health. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a mom. I just don't. That's not the way to live. You have to take ownership of your mental health. A lot of the times, the mental health issues are not your fault. They're a result of something. I mean, but it's not a result of outside people. It's a result of something gone wrong inside your body. whether that be a really bad illness, whether that be, a spiral down depression that you don't realize that you're in until somebody says, hello, you need to get out of your room and you need to, go outside and get some help. So again, I just don't buy that my mental illness is because people bullied me in elementary school. My mental problems are my mental problems for other reasons.
I don't think unless you're in this position you will ever understand the mental toughness it takes to read horrible things about yourself and just like not spiral. And I have
Okay.
spiraled. Thankfully, I'm in a better place, but like it's not
Could that be why she's not really losing weight? Is she spiraling?
it's not easy. And I'm not saying that to get pity or sympathy. I love my job and I'm so fortunate to have it, but like it's hard. It's really hard sometimes, but I'm sorry to rant about it. I don't even know if I'll put this in the vlog. Sometimes I just need to
You
like
will.
get it off my chest, but it's been lingering. It's been lingering lately. And I feel like I just need to address it because like, no, I'm not thin. I didn't come out of my gastric bypass thin.
Well, I'm not thin either.
I don't know where my body will be in the future. And I only care about being healthy. I really only care about that. Like, and it feels good because like for the first time in my life, like I just feel like stable. Like I've been very calm lately.
Yeah, except for you're ranting now because of the bad comments, which are hurting your mentals. Okay.
Like I've just been feeling good about life and my routine, and I don't know. That's what it's all about. I just feel pretty at peace with everything. So anyway,
Except for your audience. You're not at peace with them. And you have to lecture them because they're naughty.
that's the vlog. I'll probably start another one tomorrow because like I am loving this. I am loving that we're like a vlog channel for the most part now, but I love you. Thank you for listening to me. Really, like the real supporters, like y'all have my heart. I see your comments and you mean everything. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
All right, so that was the video. I don't know. What do you guys think? This chick is like sort of a more put together Amberlynn Reed, in my opinion. Again, blaming the commenters for saying not so nice things. Again, I haven't read her comments. I can't believe that she's like a lol cow. I think, there are people who really like these lifestyle blogs, and I mean, she really isn't that big, you know. If she was still like 400 pounds, I would say something. But, so getting back to like Amberlynn Reed, because she's really the only person I have to compare to her. I'm curious to see if she gets the surgery, which I hope she does, but the real tell will be after if she's still yelling at us that it's our fault that she's not losing weight and not because she didn't want to put the work in. Because as we know, at least with Alexandra, she seems to put work in, right? She's not tumbling out of bed. She's doing her job and she's doing it well. So we'll see, but she did, I guess, for lack of a better descriptor, show her ugly side here. And just anybody who's looking at people like this for a role model, guys, you got to look elsewhere. So that's all I really wanted to come on and say. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you. Mwah.